In a single day, Job lost everything: his children, his home, his future. And when the shock faded, the questions began. Hello, and welcome to Stories That Speak Today. I'm Alex. In this series, Light in the Dark, we're listening to stories of hope when life feels uncertain. Last time on Mount Carmel, Elijah stood before a nation divided between the Lord and the god Baal. When the fire fell from heaven, the people were forced to confront a simple but powerful question: who is the true God? Today's story takes us into a different kind of darkness. Not a single moment, but a season that seemed to stretch on without answers. This episode is called The Long Night. Job's life was secure. He had a large family, a thriving household, respect in his community. The book of Job describes him as a man who was honest, faithful, and careful to honor God. But one day everything changed. Raiders attacked his livestock. Servants were killed. Then a storm struck the house where his children were gathered. In a single day, Job lost nearly everything. Job was devastated. He tore his robe in grief and fell to the ground. Yet, even in that moment, he turned towards God. Then his own health failed. Painful sores covered his body. The man who once sat among respected leaders now sat in ashes outside the city. Friends came to sit with him. At first, they said nothing. For 7 days, they simply shared the silence of his grief. But eventually, the questions began. His friends searched for a reason. They believed Job must have done something wrong. But Job knew their explanation was not the whole story. And so the long night deepened. Job cried out to God. He asked why. He asked how a life could unravel so completely. For chapter after chapter, the questions remained. And for a long time, heaven seems quiet. Job's story is uncomfortable because it refuses easy answers. Quick explanations for his suffering never appear. Simple formulas never resolve the mystery. Instead, we see something many people experience but rarely talk about: the long night of not knowing. Faith is trusting God while the story is still unfolding. It is choosing to hold on. Job argues, he questions, he pours out his confusion, but he keeps turning towards God even in the dark. And eventually, after the long silence, God speaks. God reminds him that the story of the world is far bigger than what we can see. In time, the night gives way to morning, and the God who seems silent had been present all along. Will you pray with me? God, when life feels confusing and the night seems long, help us hold on to you. Give us patience when answers do not come quickly. Give us faith when we cannot see the whole picture. And remind us that even in silence, you are still present. Amen. Thank you for stopping by. Job's story is found in the book of Job. Next time on Stories That Speak Today, we'll hear the road to Emmaus, the moment two grieving followers discover that hope had been walking beside them all along.